That's it. Mr. President, I am honored and very pleased to welcome you here this evening to Manila Bay. I'm particularly happy that we have a remnant of a sunset out there to greet you. And I'm very pleased to have this opportunity to introduce our wonderful staff to you. Mr. President, there's a lot of American history in this building, as there is throughout the Philippines. This embassy was originally built as the residence for the American High Commissioner in 1936, when our colony, the Philippines, became the Commonwealth, a symbol of our commitment to independence for the Philippines. Not too long after the High Commissioner moved in here in 1939, the building was, of course, captured by the Japanese. In fact, they burned the flag right over here. We burned the flag as our embassy people left through the bay to go out to Corregidor. The building was heavily damaged during the liberation, but it was refurbished to become our embassy here in Manila when, in fact, the Commonwealth became the independent country of the Philippines, and the establishment of our embassy was represented the reality of independence for this country, where we have left so much history of our own. So I'm very glad to have you here now, particularly in such a good time for the Philippines and for our relationship. This is a time when, as you put it so well yesterday, Filipinos are demonstrating that democracy, that economic progress can go and must go hand in hand with democracy, with economic progress. And I am particularly grateful to have this opportunity to introduce our wonderful staff and their families. We have out here American staff and their families, as well as the many Filipinos who work here and have devoted so much effort to making your visit a success, and more broadly to help us build a wonderful partnership between our two countries in this new era. We will continue our effort to support our interests here in the Philippines, as well as more broadly in East Asia and the world. Thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to my fellow Americans and our Filipino friends who make this embassy run so well. I'd like to begin with a special word of thanks to Ambassador Hubbard, not only for his introduction, but for his extraordinary service to our nation. Before coming to Manila, he was a key member of the team that persuaded the North Koreans to freeze their nuclear program. He was instrumental in securing the release of an American pilot named Bobby Hall. In those ways and many others, he has made a real difference for the safety and the security of the United States, the stability of Asia, and the future of this part of the world. So, Mr. Ambassador, on behalf of all Americans, I want to thank you for the extraordinary job you have done for America in so many different roles. Thank you, sir. This is my second trip to the Philippines as president, and each time, though the visit is brief, I have enjoyed myself immensely, and I come away very grateful for your hard work and the role you played in the success of our trip here. I came to Manila to participate in the APEC summit to build on the work we began 3 years ago at the first ever meeting of the Asian Pacific leaders in Washington State. Each year we have worked hard to move from vision to action, with members laying out concrete plans to realize our goal of free trade and investment in this whole area by the year 2020. I'm especially pleased that today the APEC leaders endorsed the early completion of an information technology agreement, which would cut to zero tariffs a vast array of computers, semiconductors, and telecommunications technology by the year 2000. These products are to the 21st century what highways and railroads were to the 19th century. Or in my recent language, they are a big part of that bridge we have to build to the future. They are at the core of America's competitiveness. Every year, we sell $100 billion in information technology, and that sector supports almost 2 million jobs in the United States. So imagine if we went to zero tariffs in the entire world, what that would mean to America in more exports and higher paying jobs. Imagine also what it would mean not only to our nation and others who produce these products, but to those who would receive them. In this global economy, you know as well as anyone that progress is not everyone's partner yet. I have been immensely pleased to see the rapid growth in the Philippine economy over the last 4 years under the leadership of President Ramos, and I am very encouraged about the direction of virtually every place in the Asia-Pacific region. But there are millions of people, indeed hundreds of millions of people, who are literally disconnected from this emerging economy because they don't have phones or computers or access to all the networks that now are powering so much of the transfer of knowledge and opportunity in the world. 2/3 of the people in the world still don't have access to a regular phone. Over half the people living today still are 2 days' walk from a telephone. There's a lot of opportunity out there, not only for those of us who produce these products, but for those who will buy them and use them. For them, it means higher growth, greater security, and a brighter future for their children. APEC's endorsement of this information technology agreement is a big deal, and it is the product of determined, consistent diplomacy, the kind you practice here every single day. From commercial promotion to consular work to the bonds of friendship and respect you build with our Filipino partners. In this season of Thanksgiving, I really wanted to take just a few minutes to tell you how profoundly grateful I am for all the work you do. Your efforts may not always make the headlines, but I know how hard you work, the sacrifices you make to advance America's interests and America's values. I want to thank especially the families who are represented here, because we know that you too are ambassadors of goodwill for the United States. And I want to thank the Filipino colleagues who join us here today. You represent an invaluable part of the embassy spirit and success. Finally, let me say that I think you have to become president to appreciate the unique bond between the United States and the Philippines, and to appreciate fully the incredible contribution that Philippine Americans have made to our way of life. As I flew over Corregidor on the way back here from Subic Bay and remembered what it was like when I was there not so very long ago, I thank God once again for the Philippine Americans who work for me. 5 of them I brought here on my personal staff, my physician. Others we left back home. It's awfully hot in this climate, but it has not burned the character or the goodness out of the people here. It has burned them in, and for that I am very, very grateful. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.